Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. And today, well, we have finally our first Denny Hamlin next-gen diecast in the studio, and a very cool paint scheme compared to the 2021 edition, in my opinion. It's nice to see kind of a revamped Fedex machine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it out of the box. Alrighty, folks, we're out of the good old package. And, of course, this video is brought to you by our friends at Circle B Diecast. You can get this diecast and more with, hey, save it on shipping with the promo code Diecastbuffet over there at Circle B Diecast. Make sure to check that out, fellas, for any orders $30 or more. And let's go ahead and begin with this diecast review. So you got the FedEx Express logo right there in the hood. You can see the little indentions it would have. It unfortunately kind of cuts into the decal. Personally, I wish they would have just left it off the 164, considering they are decal. It is completely flat there. Got the Denny Hamlin logo on the front windshield. This is a really, really cool detail, kind of a sunrise effect, if you will. You have the very nice deep FedEx purple with a little bit of an orange gradient. It does remind me of kind of like a sunset, sunrise theme to it. Got the number 11 there, Camry. Got Sunoco on both of the sides, Joe Gibbs Racing. Very clean. And one little subtle detail on these Toyota diecasts is the front splitter. It's actually not flat. You see that little line right there and a line right here? Both of these are little, like, indentions. So this is something unique to the Toyota diecast. The Fords have a little bit of, think of a detail there, but it's not as pronounced as the Toyota Camry. The Chevrolet Camaros are completely flat. So it is interesting to see how each diecast kind of has their own splitter detail. Kind of reminds you of how the Ford Mustangs, so the Gen 6 finale, had a really pronounced spoiler, or splitter rather, and then the Toyota Camrys had nothing. So that's kind of interesting. You do have a little bit of an oopsie-doo right here on the side. Not sure what that is. The paint on my hand is dry, so it's not from that. And you've probably seen it inside the box as well before we took it out. So, yeah, that's probably been there. You got the FedEx logo there with the Sport Clips decal. Got a very non-properly placed Goodyear logo, Cup Series. Got Denny Hamlin signature, which is really cool. Got Joe Gibbs Racing, Coca-Cola, whatever that is, and Toyota, American Ethanol. Got Interstate Batteries, Doosan, Sherwin-Williams, and Mac Tools. So this paint scheme is a revamp from the 2021, 2019 style paint scheme, and to me, it was much needed. But I do have kind of a bone to pick with this paint scheme. I love the idea of the gradient with the orange and the purple, but they really need to change it more often. You go back to the early 2000s or early 2010s and the late 2000s, Denny Hamlin would have a different color paint scheme every single week. Why can't we get that again? I understand, FedEx doesn't use those colors anymore, but it's like, come on, man. The cars look so cool. Instead, we get this exact paint scheme every week with a different hood logo, maybe. I don't know, man. I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people complain about the 11 paint scheme is they don't use the variety that they had, back in yesteryear. So you go to the back end of the car here, fedex.com/deliver. Got the Toyota badge right there. This is a pretty cool detail, how the orange, has that gradient, kind of a mini shark fin, if you will, and it goes behind the fender well, goes over here, and it's a solid, streak of orange. Then it cuts off. You have your, your bumper logo there. Very, very nice, and the font is in that purple shade. Got TRD, Camry, number 11. Go to the right side of the diecast here. Now, in terms of logo placement, I really wish they would stop doing this, just putting it on the door panel and leaving this pretty much plain. To me, they could have took the Sport Clips decal, moved it down here, took the FedEx logo, started it here, and went down all the way. I think that would have looked a lot better. I feel like it would have used a whole lot more real estate on the car, and it wouldn't feel like a glorified billboard on the side. I don't know. It gives me vibes of Kevin Harvick's Hunt Brothers Pizza car, which I still think is the worst next-gen paint scheme spawned, but that's besides the point. You go to the roof of the car. The font does look a little different. That is per tradition. The 11, the Joe Gibbs Racing roof fonts are generally more of a less italic fonts, and obviously has an inverted color pattern. You got the roof flaps logos there with the FedEx Express. You got Hamlin on the back window, and FedEx right there on the deck lid. But the gradient looks fantastic, though. I mean, if they would change the colors up now and then, this would be an amazing paint scheme style, because it does pay tribute to the late 2010s style Hamlin car, but it also taps into the early 2010s back in the Gen 5 era, having that little bit of a gradient effect that he had with what was it, the blue, the red, the orange, green. What other color am I missing from the Fedex bunch? They had so many different amazing looking race cars. And I look at the COTs, very thankful to have in my collection, and I see that gradient effect. They did bring it back a little bit, but not enough. Like, truth be told, besides the Coca-Cola car, he had a few like different FedEx paint schemes, but the general consensus for his primary car is the same thing every week, and it's like 32 out of 36 races almost, it feels like. You're looking at the same 11 car. I would really like to see some more variety. Hopefully, somehow, some way they get back to it. Probably will never, but yeah, I really like this. The style of the paint scheme so much better than last year's, but I would have done something different with the Fedex decal. Put it up over this and do kind of what they did with the A-Shock Energy car. Like, take up the whole side panel. Make it look like, I don't know, just make it look good. I feel like they didn't take full advantage of it, because there's no reason to have a tiny Sport Clips decal here. I don't know, man. I feel like they really should have done more of that, and it would have made this paint scheme so much better. What do y'all think? I'm interested to see the comments. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below. We got more diecast to review in the studio. Unfortunately, we don't have any more Denny Hamlin diecast in stock, because who knows if they're even going to be making another Denny Hamlin diecast this year, because most of his paint schemes are absolutely identical. And let's be honest, most people don't pre-order them because they're identical. And you got these two cars here, Corey LaJoie, Todd Gilliland. You know, I would say we could compare it to a Ross Chastain diecast, because why not? Gotta love a good rivalry. Oh, we just dropped a Alex Bowman car. We got some more diecast to review here in the studio. Brad Keselowski, Landon Castle, very cool looking paint schemes, and this is what's left of the Alex Bowman car, the Best Friends machine. Cole Custer, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, plenty more content to come here on the channel. So if you haven't subscribed or hit that notification bell, there's never been a better time to do so. Covering the next-gen era here on Diecastbuffet. So that's all for now, guys. Have a great one. Diecastbuffet signing off.